graad 11, ons is terug by algemene oplossings. Good morning grade 11s, we are back with general solutions. Let's look at the two examples on the board. As jy mooi kyk na die algemene oplossings hier, dan sien ons dat ons 'n sinhoek gelyk het aan 'n sinhoek. The angles differ. Can you see that this angle and that angle is not the same? Therefore, impossible to divide with cos. Daarom gaan ek gaan sien, maar if it's a sinus and a sinus on both sides, it means for this equation to be equal, the angles must also be equal. Sinhoek is gelyk aan sinhoek, then the angles must be equal. So now, we are going to go to my reference angle. My verwysingshoek, wanneer ek aan weerskante dieselfde Trig uitdrukking het, is altyd my hoek aan die regterkant. The reference angle, if it's a sin, is always, or a cos, tan, is always the angle on the right-hand side. So my reference angle is gonna be theta. Now, I'm going to go to my quadrants. En ek kyk so, sin, hoek is gelyk aan, there's a positive before the sinus theta. There's a positive. Can you see the positive? That positive means I'm going to see where the sinus function is positive. Nou, die kaasdiagram sê, die sinuskurwe is positief in die eerste kwadrant, as well as in the second quadrant. First and second quadrant, or second quadrant. Okay, now we're going to go to our first quadrant. Our angle, daar is ons hoek, is theta minus 20 grade. So we're going to start with theta minus 20 degrees, as before, equals, first quadrant, is 0 grade plus ons verwysingshoek. So dis 0 grade plus theta, plus in die sin, so dis 300k maal 360 grade, k element van z. So now I'm going to solve this. I've got theta, so if I bring theta to this side, it's going to be a negative, going to become a negative, and the 20 is going to become positive. And now we've got 0 equals 20 degrees plus k times 360, and that's impossible. So therefore, there's no solution for theta. Theta is not an element of the real number system in the first quadrant. Very important. Grade 11, this can happen. It's totally normal for this to happen. If the angles eat each other over there, and it's an expression that can't be, then there's no solution. Geen oplossing. Let's go to the second quadrant, die tweede kwadrant. Ek het my hoek, theta minus 20 grade, is gelyk aan 180 grade, okay, minus theta, plus k times 360 degrees, and again this happens. Again it happens. Let me just check this out. Now it doesn't happen, because if the theta goes to the other side of the equals 2, luckily now it becomes a positive, so it doesn't eat each other. So nou kan ek die 20 oorvat, en dan word hy plus, so dis 200 grade plus k mal 360 grade. And remember, it's k element of z. So I've got 2 thetas equals 200. So I can divide with 2 on both sides to get 100 plus k times 180 degrees. And that's my only solution in my second quadrant. Kom ons gaan kyk na nommer 2. Nommer 2 het ek weer eens 'n tan aan die een kant en 'n tan aan die ander kant. So die Trig uitdrukkings is dieselfde, so therefore the angles must also be the same. So we're going to do exactly the same. Ons gaan eers ons verwysingshoek neerskryf. Ons verwysingshoek is weer my hoekie aan die regterkant. 2 theta minus 30 degrees. That's my reference angle. Now, again, in what quadrant will the tangent function be positive? So tan is positief in die eerste en in die derde kwadrant. So I've got the first quadrant or the third quadrant. Now, we are busy with angle theta plus 10. So ons begin daar. Theta plus 10 is gelyk aan, in ons eerste kwadrant is dit 0 grade plus ons verwysingshoek, so ek hoef nie die 0 grade te skryf nie, plus, and remember, the tangent is a 180 cycle, k element of z. Kom ons gaan hierdie nou vereenvoudig, as ek die 2 theta hierdie kant toe bring, dan word hy 'n minus 2 theta, theta minus 2 theta is minus 1 theta. Minus theta, you can leave the 1. I take the 10 plus 10 to the other side of the equals to, it becomes a minus 10. So it's minus 40 plus k times 180. Ons wil graag vir theta alleen hê, so ons gaan deel met minus 1 orals. So theta is gelyk aan 40 grade minus k mal 180 grade k element of z. Kom ons gaan na die derde kwadrant. Ons gaan weer, my hoek is theta plus 10. In my derde kwadrant, daar soos hy, sit 180 plus my verwysingshoek. So ek het 180 plus 2 theta minus 30 plus k maal 180 grade, maar dit is tan k element van z. So let's go and have a look. We've got the theta plus 2 theta. If we take the 2 theta to the other side of the equals to, it becomes a minus 2 theta. So ek kan gaan en ek kan gaan sê, dis weer minus 1 theta aan hierdie kant. Aan daai kant, 180 minus 30 is 150. En as ek die plus 10 oor die is gelyk aan vat, word dit min 10. So dis 160 plus k mal 180. So if you divide with minus 1 on both sides, your answer is going to be minus 160 degrees minus k times 180 degrees. Grade 11s, this is now where you've got general solutions where your Trig expression on both sides are exactly the same. So ons het 'n sin gelyk aan 'n sin, 'n kos gelyk aan 'n kos en 'n tan gelyk aan 'n tan. Remember that your reference angle is always your angle on the right hand side, and then you do it exactly the same as previous general solutions. Kom ons gaan oefen hierdie eers en dan sien ek julle môre.